Happy Sunday! We're making muffins today. I'm so excited to make these muffins. And if my outfit looks familiar, it's because it is the outfit from the cover of my cookbook that came out on Tuesday, Happy Herbivore Light and Lean. And we're actually going to make a recipe from Light and Lean again today. I call these the Ruby Chocolate Muffins. They're on page 41 of Light and Lean. I love these muffins. They're so amazing. They really are. And I'm not tooting my own horn. Check Facebook out. The Herbies have already been making it and they love them. These are the kind of muffins that you take to work, you take to church, you take to a potluck, your friends are coming over for like a holiday party. This is what you want to make. Get these for your kids. Kids love these muffins. And they have cranberries, which you don't think kids would like, but they'll go crazy because there's also chocolate. Chocolate. So, are we ready to make some muffins? Good. So, hi, welcome to the Happy Herbivore Cooking Show, live edition, episode 4. I'm your host, Lindsay Nixon, and like I mentioned, we're creating the Ruby Chocolate Muffins from Light and Lean. Came out on Tuesday, go get your copy. So the first thing I need is flour, and I pre-measured mine. It's 1 3/4 cup. I'm using white whole wheat flour today, which is probably my favorite for baking. But if you are gluten-free, I have a gluten-free flour blend, which actually comes from this amazing gluten-free all-vegan bakery called Brody's Bakery in Kansas City. And it's their blend, and they graciously let me put it in. Happy Herbivore Abroad has it. Happy Herbivore Light and Lean, my new book, has it. I think even Everyday might have it too. But anyway, it's a great blend, and if you don't want to use that blend, you can buy a commercial blend, but I have made these successfully gluten-free, so don't feel like you can't have them if you can't have wheat. So 1 3/4 cup white whole wheat flour, and I'm also going to add in 1/4 cup of cocoa. And it's just plain unsweetened cocoa. I happen to buy the generic brand, but if you're looking for sort of a more mainstream popular, every supermarket has it. Hershey's is fine. If you have access to Ghirardelli, I highly recommend that. Today is not going to be the day I can talk live. So I'm just gonna mix around my flour and my cocoa real quick. And sort of how you know it's combined enough is your flour goes from being what was once a white flour to a more lighter brown one. I'm also going to add in 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Another mix to make sure it's all good. And I don't know if you guys caught my baking post earlier this week. If you've ever had problems with baking, read this post. But I talk about how I don't measure or sift or really do anything. I'm not even whisking today, which is probably dangerous since you guys are going to be watching me and making sure my muffins come out okay. Okay, so we have flour, cocoa, and baking powder, all nice, all combined, maybe. All right, next I'm gonna add brown sugar. I'm adding 1/4 cup. If you're making these for the office or for people who aren't used to eating healthy, you might wanna bump that up to 1/2 cup. But we're kind of healthy around here, so I'm just doing 1/4, keeping it low in the sugar. And I really like light brown sugar in this recipe. I happen to like the light brown sugar with anything chocolate because molasses and chocolate are so good together, but if you have raw sugar on hand, you can just sub that in. All right, nice and mixed. Next, I'm gonna add my applesauce, and I'm just using plain generic unsweetened applesauce, 1/2 cup. And I'm also gonna add 1 cup of non-dairy milk. I'm using unsweetened almond today, but I've also made this with rice. I make homemade rice milk all the time. There's another video for that. And I also have used almonds, so I've pretty much used everything in this recipe. I'm just gonna give this another nice mix. So the secret to baking, and especially when you're doing a low fat, no fat, whole grain baking, is you don't want to overstir it. So don't like get in there and really whip it. You want to kind of be gentle with it. Talk to it. Tell, I love you, chocolate. Just really love it. And before I've completely combined, so I'm a little combined, but I still have quite a bit of flour going on in here. I'm gonna go ahead and add my fresh cranberries, 1 cup. Now, if you only have access to frozen, that's fine. You can but thaw them first, or nuke them in the microwave, run them under hot water, but don't put them in frozen because it changes at the bake time. But That's fine if you need to thaw those. Oh, it's so pretty. I mean, look at this. Look how pretty this is. It's so beautiful. And the reason I call them ruby chocolate muffins is because the cranberries are like little rubies. All right. And the best part, I'm going to add some chocolate chips because everybody loves chocolate. So I'm going to add about 1/3 cup of chocolate chips today. You could do as little as 1/4. You could actually not add them at all, but everyone loves chocolate. So 1/4 to 1/2 cup. Again, if you're cooking for maybe your coworkers, maybe bump it all the way up to the full half. Today I'm doing about 1/3, which is a nice happy medium. So yummy. And if you're wondering about my chocolate chips, yes, they are vegan. Most semi-sweet chips are. Generic is almost always. Ghirardelli has 2 that have no milk, but semi-sweet, generally, you're good to go. I think Trader Joe's semi-sweets are vegan too. But yeah, so just find them in, or if you want to get certified vegan ones, you can too. And there's lots of ones that are catered to allergies where they're not processed in a facility. So there's lots of options there. But like I said, you don't have to add these if you don't want to. Even just a plain old chocolate bar crumbled up would be great. And that's it. We're all mixed together, making sure I don't have any flour pockets because that would not be good. Yum yum. All right, so my oven's been preheating for 350 and I'm gonna have some TV magic here in a second. We'll see. So while I'm loading up my muffin tin, I'm using nonstick today. If you don't have a nonstick, you're gonna wanna use like a parchment paper. I haven't personally cooked with the little silicone cups, but a lot of my friends love them. I've had sort of mixed results. I love the mat, but like the bakeware has been mixed for me. But whatever works for you. If you're at high altitude, you're gonna wanna add a little bit extra liquid. I spend my winters at high altitude, so I've really gotten used to that kind of baking up there. All right, so now I'm just spooning this in about 3/4 full. And while I'm spooning, Scott, are there any live questions? Oh, before I forget, I must give a shout out to my friend on Twitter, Misty, who said she's cooking along with me. So, must do that.
So Kay Wood had the same kind of questions that I had when you were preparing. That you talk about the that you're putting in the raw cranberries.
Yep, Scott actually asked me this when I was getting ready. He's like, "You're not gonna cook the strawberries or not strawberries, the cranberries first?" And I said, "No, they just go in totally raw, totally naked, naked cranberries." Oddly, my dogs love cranberries. I wasn't really expecting that, but I spilled a whole bag on the floor and they loved it. But I guess it's good for them. Ooh, lost a cranberry. One other thing you can do with these is fill them half full, put a little piece of chocolate, then put the other top on half, and then you have like a molten lava ruby cake. Really good. Do that for a ladies' party. Any other questions?
Elizabeth Caldwell wants to see your chocolate chip package.
Oh, I don't have it. I don't have my package. I take everything out. As soon as I get home from the store, I take stuff out and put it in glass containers. I don't, because they don't close. I mean, nothing closes again. Once you cut open a bag, it's gone. All right. Muffins. I am very slow with filling these up today. Alrighty. And hopefully my timing is going to be awesome for my movie magic, or my TV magic, despite being live. I actually realized this even though I live in LA, I'm very not in tune with how TV works. I should know more because of all of my friends, but I'm always learning something new. And when I was on stage for one of Emerald's tapings, like I was here basically and he was here, and he's a really charming guy. I didn't realize that they are constantly moving in like multiple steps of dishes. So the dish you see him make, there was actually like 6 of them, like one at each different stage, and they're just constantly moving them in and out when the camera changes angles. And I was like, oh, I had no idea. So that was kind of my experience with movie magic. Oh goodness, I made such a mess today.
Can you make them without chocolate?
I don't know. I wouldn't make them without chocolate. I mean, they're a chocolate muffin with rubies. So I don't think I would make. You can make them without the chocolate chips. I don't think they're as great. That's because I love chocolate. But you definitely need the cocoa. So here they are. They're ready to go in. Yay, super excited. And hopefully, like I said, my movie magic timing is going to pay off. It is. So these are going in. And poof magic, they're done already. No, I'm just kidding. I did make these beforehand, so we wouldn't have to wait 18 minutes because that's how long it takes, about 15 to 20. Most muffins come out right at the 18. But here they are. My pretty, pretty, pretty muffins. Oh, and they smell so good. Can I eat these for dinner? I want to. My muffins. I need to Instagram a pic of this, but that's it. That's how fast these guys are. You could do it faster if you weren't me and stumbling and talking and everything else today.
Somebody wanted to know what the measurement for the cranberries was.
1 cup. I actually did slightly over 1 cup today because I like mine to be really cranberry, like really infuse that cranberry, but 1 cup.
Could you use blueberries or maybe cherries?
I don't think blueberries would be very good. Chocolate and blueberry doesn't really go together. And cherries, maybe. Cherries might work. The difference is cherries are quite large, and so in a muffin, they can be strange because you want to have not a blueberry, a cranberry is like a good size for a muffin, but then when you get into the bigger fruits, you generally want to go towards cakes or breads because then they're so big, and then you end up with too many, and it's kind of like a tasty mess. But maybe you could try cherries. Maybe dried cherries. Dried cherries might work. Okay. Oh, one more?
So, it just looks like Misty Stevens.
That was who was making them with me, live!
And Charlene Highfield, and maybe a bunch more people.
All did it live? Or did it along?
I think so. I think that both those people did it along.
So in like 10 minutes, we're all going to be watching Walking Dead and eating muffins. I know, everyone's like, you're on at the same time as Walking Dead. I'm like, pause. That's the beauty of our new television systems is we can, pause and then skip all of the very awful commercials. But yes, thank you for joining me for another episode. I'm going to eat a whole bunch of muffins and tell myself that because it has a fruit, it's a perfectly acceptable dinner tonight. 2 fruits, there's apples in it too. My husband loves these. But we're excited, and thank you again for joining us. I'm Lindsay Nixon, your host. These are the Ruby Chocolate Muffins from Happy Herbivore Light and Lean. Came out on Tuesday. Go get your copy. We'll be making another recipe from this book live next Sunday, so tune in then too. And I think, is this our last day on Ustream? I think we're going to be on our new channel we're going to be on our new channel next week, so I'll put a lot of details about that on the blog. I'll probably send out a newsletter too. But we've had such, I don't want to say problems, but the Herbies keep crashing Ustream. There's so many of us, which is awesome. But then because there's so many of us, some people don't get to watch because the feed kicks. So we have a new home that can hopefully handle our passion. So see you next week in our new home, and have a great week.